Welcome to the show 34, the second episode of season 1. This is actually the second episode I do in one day. So, yeah. I apologize if it's dark in here. I'm not really sure what the lighting will look like once this video is uploaded. So just sit back, relax, enjoy a couple of stories, enjoy a couple of opinions. I would love to hear your opinions and your thoughts on some of the topics that I'm going to talk about. Here's the funny part. If you haven't seen the first video in season 1, this show, if you haven't known this yet, I don't even know what I'm about to talk about. Because apparently I have this wheel. Now, I actually don't have like a prize wheel. I'm trying to get one. I should be getting one in a couple of weeks because it will be a lot better. But right now, the first few episodes are just going to basically be what the show is about. And along the way, I hope I also manage to find some different ideas to incorporate in this show, in this channel. So please, bear with me here for these first few episodes. And if you haven't seen the first video, you're probably also questioning, well, how are you going to spin a wheel if you don't have one? I have one using an app on my tablet. And if you haven't seen the first show, I keep saying that a lot. But truth be told, if you haven't seen the first video, you're probably wondering, well, what is on the wheel? And why is the show called 34? The show 34. Why is it called the show 34? Well, this is why it's called the show 34, is because I am on Instagram as well by the name 34's Flame Huts. It is a food blogging channel, account rather, for Instagram. And it's also trying to help build an audience for me to follow my journey into becoming a food truck owner, which has always been a lifetime dream job for me. So basically this is kind of like therapy for me, because I have a lot of stuff going on in my life day to day. I work a lot, I'm busy, I'm always stressed, and this is just a therapy to get some thoughts out, I guess, and maybe share some random opinions and whatnot, and maybe even share a few stories added onto the show. But here's why the show is called the show 34. Okay, not only is it going to be linked to the to my Instagram account, 34's Flame Hut, but because it's the number 34, and I will actually explain the significant story of the 34 and what 34 actually means to me, because that's going to be on the wheel. But what is on the wheel? And why is it called the show 34? This is why, okay? On the wheel, there are 30 slots. I spin the wheel 4 times, and I have to talk about those 4 topics just like that, like just straight up. So right now, before even spinning the wheel, because I don't even know what the 4 things I'm going to be talking about yet, because I have to spin the wheel first. So let's just go ahead. I know it's confusing at first, but you'll understand in the next couple of weeks if you come back to this video, which you probably won't, because these, like I said, first few videos are going to be absolute crap because I don't have a legitimate wheel. But anyways, here we go. We're gonna actually just do this right now. Alrighty. So what am I gonna be talking about for the first topic out of 4? It's spinning, 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 it's spinning. Is it gonna go in more? No. Celeb crush and current crush. Oh yeah, and I also, by the way, I haven't mentioned this either. Once a topic is talked about on the wheel, that topic gets removed and replaced with a new topic that either I choose if there's nobody that comments a topic to put on the wheel, or you guys get to pick something, and I'm the one that's going to have to pick from how many other comments there are. But I will tell you and whatever, and I'll just pick what I think is the coolest one, I guess. So, celeb crushes and current crushes. See, and a lot of this information too is stuff that I really don't want to share. Such as, okay, well, my celebrity crush. Let's see. You know what? There's a lot of celebrity there's a lot of celebrities that I like. Let's just put it that way. And if I had to pick one, you know what? We're gonna come back to that because I actually want to think about my celeb crush. As for my current crush, well, I have one special girl that I talk to, and we are always we're always there for each other. We actually went to the movies the other day. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I'm really hoping she enjoyed that as well. But I'm not going to reveal the name. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to reveal the name. Just, you know, for safety purposes, I guess. Anyways, I'll get back to the celeb crush because there are so many of them that I kind of like. But if I had to just pick one, I mean, I'm gonna have to think about that while I talk about the other ones, the other topics. Here we go. Here's the second topic. We're gonna spin this wheel. I just wish I could spin it myself instead of this BS. One more. Is it gonna go one more? Proving friends wrong for so long you get hooked. You know, and I'm actually glad it landed on this because I literally just added this to the wheel. This replaces the story I had about when I first tried smoking in my last video. So proving friends wrong for so long that you get hooked. Now, I love proving my friends wrong, especially if I know for a fact that they're wrong and I have to literally prove them that they are wrong, because the expression on their faces after I give them the right amount of evidence to finally actually prove that they were wrong and that I was right, the feeling that I get is so much happiness and just like a ha you don't know anything because you know like you're too stupid and I had to tell you that it's this way and not with the way you thought, kind of thing, right? And it's a fun feeling, and after a while, if you keep doing that, the amount of joy and amusement that you feel by doing that, it gets addicting after a while. So then you're trying to prove a friend wrong about something one day, and then because you're so addicted and you start beginning to think that you're always right, and the more you start to begin, sorry, no, let me rephrase that. The more you think you are right, the less amount of attention you're going to spend on details. So what I mean by that is, the more you try and prove your friends wrong, the more you think you are going to be right, and the more you think you're going to be right, or the more you think you're right, the more you're going to pay less and less attention to the evidence to actually prove to that friend that you are right and they are wrong. And then it's going to bite you in the butt one day because they're going to end up proving you wrong, and then you're going to have a tick fit. I don't know. That was a pretty hard thing to explain. I wasn't really ready for that. I literally just put that on the wheel today. But that's the beauty of the wheel. You never know when it's gonna land on a topic. Like for example, I could have a topic on this wheel for weeks or even months, and it finally decides to land on it. And then I kind of, it's gonna be on the wheel, and I know that it's on the wheel. So then I have months to prepare a little bit of a speech or thought into that topic before I talk about it, even though I'm not really sure if I'm going to talk about it that day or not. So this topic literally just came today, so I didn't really have much preparation for that one. That's kind of sad. That's kind of it's really sad because I have issues explaining things, and I can't explain things clearly or properly. And if that bugs you, then dude, just stop watching, please, because you're gonna get very annoyed by me. So yeah, I did not have very much preparation for that topic. In trying to explain how things are going to go. All right, topic number three. Well, what's going to be topic number 3? We don't know yet. See, now I have to literally, record my phone and show you what my tablet looks like just to do the wheel. And it's a big struggle, really. But if I had the actual wheel, I think video quality and just the show quality on its own would be a lot better. And one more. Should waiters wear hairnets too? Waiters, waitresses, if you work in the food industry, because I work at 2 restaurants. I used to work at 3 all at the same time. But if you work in a restaurant in Canada anyways, I don't know about anywhere else, but in Canada it's actually a requirement for cooks and people who are doing food prep and whoever is touching food is in the kitchen anyways, needs to wear a hairnet. Because if the health unit or the health department shows up and sees you not wearing a hairnet, you could get in serious trouble for not following proper safety procedures and health procedures, because nobody wants hair in food. But working in the food industry, I actually have witnessed this on several occasions, okay? In every kitchen that I worked in, when we had a certain incident like this, at the time of the incident, there would be all guys that are cooks, not a single woman. And we all have short hair, we all have short facial hair, everything is short. But then one of the waitresses comes back in with a plate of food and says, there's a hair in the food and they want a remake on it. Or they want something different. Or they just walked out. Or they're just complaining and they're not too happy and they're giving me a hard time. So then we look at the plate of food and she pulls out this long hair. Now, these waitresses or waiters are literally, they go into the kitchen and they grab a plate of food and they are literally speed walking to the table, especially if it's busy in a big busy rush. They're running all over the place trying to serve tables and whatnot. And when you're running around, you could bump into other waitresses and waiters if there's a few of them working in the same shift. But I'm sure they work up a sweat. I'm sure they lose hair time to time. And they don't even wear hairnets. They do not wear hairnets. And people are complaining about these long hairs in their plate of food. But there's nobody in the kitchen, first of all, that has really long hair like that. Or of that color. Now, there's 2 things. There's one, there could be a customer that placed the hair into the food on purpose just so they can get a discount, because people will do anything to save money. People will do that. People will like just try and fake saying, oh, well, there's a hair in my food, I don't want it, or I want a discount, and sometimes they get away with it. But sometimes it's actually the waitress's hair or the waiter's hair, but nobody makes a big deal about it. I don't understand. They are technically handling food. They're not touching the food or anything, but they're carrying the food and running around, and they have this really long hair. In some restaurants, they don't even tie up their hair, which is a little concerning to me. So, should waitresses and waiters, in my opinion, wear hairnets just like everybody else who is handling the food in the kitchen? I say yes. But that is my opinion, and actually, out of all the topics that I've talked about today, I really want to hear your opinion on that one, because it's, to me, I think that's a serious issue that nobody really talks about, and they always blame the cooks. And when you guys blame the cooks for a long hair, and there's nobody in the kitchen that has long hair, I say screw you all. One more topic. I believe there's one more topic. I haven't even kept track, really. One more topic. We'll do one more topic. One more topic, and then I'll get to the celebrity crushes. Alright, what are we going to talk about now? It's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's spinning, it's going to... one more. Alright. Opinion on circumcision. Oh, God. Okay. That's a serious topic. That is a very serious, concerning topic. I got 3 words, and 3 words only for this topic. No, wait. Oh, yes. Okay, so it is 3 words. I'm against it. Yes, I am against circumcision. It's just... why? Why would you cut that part off? Why? That is disgusting. That is... that, you know what, to me, I'm gonna say this. To me, that's almost like saying a dog is born, okay? And this dog is born with a long tail. Most dogs are born with long tails. But this dog ended up being born with a shorter tail than a normal dog. But because that's not normal, we're going to cut off that dog's short tail. We don't do that. Nobody cuts off any dog's tail unless you're committing a animal cruelty crime and you're some maniac weirdo who deserves to be in prison. But should we be snipping that area of a baby boy? No. Absolutely not. And there are health benefits. There are also health cons to not having that extra piece of flap. But no matter what anybody says, no matter the health risks, no matter the health benefits, no matter the health, whatever the hell, I'm just against it. Okay? I'm just gonna plain out say it. I am against circumcision on baby boys. And I also kind of want to hear everybody else's opinion on this, and let's just have that conversation. Let's talk to one another about that. That's an interesting and highly debatable topic that's been being talked about for years and years and years now, and people are still talking about it. Hell, I just started talking about it on this channel. Alright, it's time for celebrity crushes. Well, unfortunately, alright, actually, I got two of these, people that I want to say, but they're actually like twice my age now. But if I was born, like if I was a teenager around the same time as the Reba McEntire comedy sitcom, I can't even say that word right. Whatever. But it was a show on CMT Music, Country Music Television. I believe that's what it stands for. And it was a comedy show like Fuller House or Full House, and it had Reba, it had Barbara Jean, Van, who also plays in Shameless now, which is, I believe, an original on Netflix now, and a couple of other people, and actually my celebrity crush when she was a teenager playing in the show. I forget what her name was in the show. I think it was Kira or something like that. But her actual name, and she shares the same birthday as I do, November the 28th. Her name is Scarlett Palmers. Now, back then when she was a teenager, I think she was smoking. Like, she was, wow. Like, my heart throbbed every time I watched that show, and I don't even know why I was watching that show to begin with. I think it was because of living with my grandparents. Yeah, that's probably why. Or my country music icon, Shania Twain. However, I'm kind of disappointed that I wasn't born a couple decades earlier, like maybe in the 80s, or whenever Shania Twain went to elementary school, because I live in Sudbury, Ontario, and we all know she's from Timmins or North Bay, Ontario, or one of the two. But even though one of those towns were her hometown, she actually went to elementary school in Sudbury, which is my hometown and where I still live. And she actually went to that same elementary school, and I didn't know that because this elementary school went from grade 6 to grade 8. And I started in grade 7 and then I finished in grade 8. And I didn't know that Shania Twain went to that school until like a few weeks before graduating grade 8. And there was always this picture by the gymnasium with a young, attractive woman playing a guitar, and it was signed, and I didn't really think of it much for like 2 years. And then I finally had to ask, why is it signed? And my teacher's like, that's Shania Twain. She used to come to this school, and I could show you where her locker is, or where her locker used to be. And her locker was bolted, like nobody could use it because it was Shania Twain's locker, and she's an icon. She's a Canadian icon. But here's the funny thing. Me and her went to the same elementary school, but like in way different time periods. If I was born a couple decades earlier, I could have had the chance of actually dating her and possibly marrying her and maybe just changing history a little bit. And I would have been so proud to have been able to date and love Shania Twain for who she is and just be her soulmate, because she was my absolute idol as a kid. I'd be screaming and shouting to I Feel Like a Woman, and I'd be kicking the back seat of my grandmother's car, singing at the top of my lungs to the lyrics of I Feel Like a Woman. Actually, I did that with every Shania Twain song on every CD that I kept putting into the CD disc, because it was still like the early 2000s when I was a kid. But yeah, so Scarlett Palmer's from the show Reba, and Shania Twain, in her younger days. Still now maybe, but she's kind of a little old for me now, so maybe not as much now. And Scarlett, well, she's like 40, almost 50 now, so I'm not crushing on any of them for celeb crushes, but back in their younger years, if I was their age at the same time as they are, the same age as me, yeah, they would have been my two crushes. That's That's such a weird episode. That is such a strange episode. Well, I better get going because I actually have to go buy a prepaid credit card to go and buy this wheel online because apparently I can't just go to Walmart and buy this wheel. I just can't. It's pretty sad. So I actually got to go and buy this prepaid credit card from a gas station. Go to work, come back here, and mess around with trying to buy it, and hopefully it comes in first of all, because if you've ever used Wish, you know sometimes items do not come in ever, and they kind of scam you for your money. Yeah, just it doesn't happen with every item on Wish, but you will get the occasional item on Wish that just never come in. It just doesn't come in, and it upsets a lot of people. But they are actually famous for everything coming in really, really, really late. But that's because it's, cheaply made and everything's cheap. So, anyways, that's just a thought. Hopefully I get that wheel in a couple weeks. I know, I keep saying that. I'm getting annoying. So before I start driving you guys absolutely crazy, I am going to dip out. Peace. Don't forget to follow 34's Flame Huts on Instagram now. Food blogger, food truck, foodie.